Well, ahead of his State of the Union address Tuesday night, President Obama has been traveling the country previewing his domestic policy priorities for 2015. And at the top of the list is a plan to make community college free for millions of students, with the federal government paying 75% of tuition and states picking up the rest of the tab. So, Kim, this week the president reportedly told Senate Democrats he's going on offense. What does that mean?
It means he's trying to change the narrative away from the Republican focus in Congress and the fact that they're going to be sending him a lot of bills that he does not want to have to sign. He doesn't necessarily want to have to keep talking about vetoes, so he's going to roll out this list of new initiatives. In some ways, they are very much like past State of the Union initiatives, a lot more freebies for people. He was out across the country this week, not just talking about new free community college, but a break on mortgage payments for certain homeowners, new ways to help pay for manufacturing. You're going to see all of this in the State of the Union address, but it's an attempt to get the focus back on some things he wants to do. Right.
And don't forget paid family leave, James. That's a nice thing to be able to offer Americans at somebody else's expense.
Yeah, the theme here is basically transfer wealth from taxpayers to people who work in state and local governments. Free community college, it's essentially already free for students who need financial aid. Right. So what this is
because
doing,
of Pell Grants and the variety of aid programs,
both federal and state. Right. So this is going to allow people who work in state government to spend money on other things that they were possibly going to spend on community college, or it's allowing this community colleges to raise their prices to capture all of the new subsidies. I hate to also make the impolite point here that community colleges are not working very well. Graduation rates are very low, even when subsidized.
One-third of entrants graduate after 2 years, so it's not very good.
Yeah, so instead of asking difficult questions about are these state and local government programs working, how can we make education and training more relevant to the modern workforce, the answer here is more money. I mean, just to put taxpayers at ease, I don't see a chance the Republican Congress gets talked into this, but it is a way to change the subject, for example, from the disaster that is the four-year college student loan program.
I should say that community colleges are very widely in quality. I mean, some are quite good, others really awful.
Right. But what do they have in common? They're all very local. I mean, there is a larger theme here. What is going on when Barack Obama decides that the federal government is going to throw its arms around something as local as community colleges? And I think what it is, and we'll see it in the State of the Union, he's going to spend the last 2 years of his presidency showing us big government on steroids. Barack Obama wants to extend federal authority into control into as much of American life as he can, and say the Environmental Protection Agency. Some of the other agencies have been taken to court and they have lost at court. But I think his idea is you win some, you lose some. Net, the federal government will be much deeper in American life when he leaves office.
What about the argument that K through 12 is already a universal entitlement, public education? We want everybody to get education, but in this competitive world where skills matter, we have to extend that to college. Why not?
Well, a lot of times the community colleges are basically remedial centers for people who didn't learn in the K-12 system, so maybe we ought to just make the K-12 system work. But there's also an issue of what you're seeing now is a lot of innovative programs, not government-controlled, not government-subsidized, but very focused on particular skills, whether it's software coding, something related to manufacturing, a lot of times done by businesses, done by nonprofits. I think there is probably a fear in the government world that these things may make community colleges irrelevant.
Kim, political question. The president knows with the Republican Congress, he has to know that this is unlikely to pass. So what's he doing here? Is he trying to set this up as an agenda for 2016 for Hillary Clinton and the Democrats?
Yeah, he is going to use part of his State of the Union address to make the case for why he's not going to work with the Republican Congress, do more executive orders and more vetoes, and this is about setting the stage for a next Democratic president.
All right.